Sorry, all sold out. I always mixed up with Penang prawn mee and laksa. Okay, because I think they are a little bit different from what Singapore call it. I've not taken a picture yet. Hello. So I just quickly dump my stuff and look for things to eat. After all, now it's about 9:30 or 9:40. Yeah, 9:40. So where I'm staying is pretty close to the Komtar. This is not my first visit to Penang. In fact, this is my third time to the island of Penang. During my previous 2 visits, I spent most time and stayed outside of the old town in the big seaside resort. As for the old town of Georgetown, I only did a touch and go back then. Ironically, it is only during this trip that I spent more time in Georgetown. After quickly settling down at my hostel, I wasted no time and tried to get out and see what's around me in Georgetown. While there are still a plethora of nocturnal activities to do in Penang, these are mainly near the newer part of Georgetown and the seaside area. I come to realize that it is pretty dead and quiet in Georgetown Old Town. I'm not overly surprised though, as that's my observation in many of the old town, especially the non-touristy old town that are not taken over by big businesses such as pubs and restaurants. Georgetown is still largely run by the old businesses, and when the sun sets, the business is closed for the day and the owners of this business normally stay outside of the old town where there are more amenities. With locals all living where they work in the old town for their home outside of town. In the end, the heritage zone of Georgetown by night looks like a ghost town. Only the few local residents who actually lives and grew up there were around. It's very easy to get lost amongst the shophouses, the old shophouses. But the good thing is, there's this tall building, the Komtar, to take reference. So whenever you feel that you are about to get lost, just take your bearings from Komtar. It seems as though this part of the city is snoozing in an area that resembles a zombie zone under lockdown. There is a stark difference from the daytime where human and car traffic is plentiful. By night, tranquility takes over. Hi there. So, just take a point of reference. So nice to get lost among the beautiful antique shophouses. I am someone who has the quiet side of me and enjoy the quietness as well. I do like walking along and enjoy the quietness while treating myself visually at the beautiful shophouses. I'm now walking leisurely at the old parts of Georgetown, which is Penang UNESCO World Heritage Site. Some murals are best seen during the day, and some, like this, I think it looks very nice at night. By day, the street art here is a favorite among Instagrammers, but by night, this murals takes on a different character. The soft glow of the lights cast shadows that brings these works of art to life, telling stories of Penang's rich history and culture. As I continue my walk, I can notice the stunning colonial architecture that Penang is known for. These buildings, with their grand facades and intricate details, are a reminder of Penang's glorious colonial past. Oh, this is really beautiful. Really, really, really beautiful. A small courtyard place. Look at the frescoes. Oh, I like it so much. At night, they are beautifully lit, highlighting the architectural beauty. That is something one would not be able to see during the daytime, which is the architectural highlights. I take a moment to appreciate the blend of Eastern and Western influences that makes Penang so unique. Oh, the temple. Right over here. Right opposite the road. I'm now at Chulia Street. There's a stretch of water hose in this Campbell, and you can also find very nice fine dining. Chulia Street is the most bustling thoroughfare of Georgetown and is one of the oldest road in Penang. During the early days, the street along Chulia Street was once an Indian and Indian Muslim settlement. Over the years, this has been taken over by the Chinese dwellers and the Chinese businesses in the early part of the last century. Walking aimlessly along Chulia Street and the side alleys has its advantages. I managed to do my preliminary ground recce on the places that I want to visit the next day. This is the place that I want to come. Yeah. But, oh, let me see. 10:30 to 5 o'clock. Like this Mo Teng Pheow Nyonya Kway Penang Eatery. That is ranked high on my to-do list later. Seeing that on location here saves my trouble of searching the place out tomorrow. A stroll along Chulia Street offers the real first-hand experience of Penang. It is Georgetown's busiest street, full of temples, historical buildings, and popular eateries. The rows of old, sometimes run-down shophouses form the essential Penang landscape. Given Chulia Street is one of the oldest parts of Penang, they are bound to have many heritage houses along the street. When the lights are on during the night, these houses takes on a totally different look from daytime. All this lighting just make it so atmospheric. I have a fun time hopping from one heritage building to another. So this is another hotel, Hotel Grand Suisse. Penang is famous for its wall murals. Many of these buildings along the main road has been restored and repurposed into some interesting venue. There's another heritage hotel, such as heritage hotels and pubs, restaurants. Each of these hotel buildings distinguish from and trying to outdo one another in terms of grandeur and the amount of lights used. While doing a walking tour, there are times that I come across clusters of roadside night eateries. I'm now at Chowrasta Market. I'm just next to Pasar Chowrasta. There seems to have some lighting over here. It looks like a night market. It is a day market, but there are some stores that still hang around late at night, especially along the roadside. At almost 10 p.m., these stores look like they are in various stages of closing shop for the day. My trip to Penang this time round is a food trip mainly. Prior to coming over, I've done all the food researches there are in Penang. Since I have a limited stomach space, I have strict self-governing guidelines that I am not to eat anything outside of what I have pinned down on my map. It's close to 11 p.m, so a lot of the stores are in the midst of closing. This is so to maximize my visit here in Penang. I'm now at Campbell Street Market. It is just a few blocks from Chowrasta Market. There's a lot of antiquity in this place. Look at this market. I think I don't find this market anymore in Singapore. Both Campbell Market and Chowrasta Market are the two markets still left in the city centre. Unlike Chowrasta Market, Campbell Street Market still retains its original architecture. It is a Victorian style building located in the junction of Campbell Street and Carnarvon Street. I am somehow intrigued by and attracted by this building for some mysterious reason. It is only when I read up months later that I realized that this market was built on a Malay cemetery with several rumor panorama sightings inside the market in the wee hours of the morning. Spooky, right? Anyway, a left turn from the Campbell Market leads me to the Carnarvon Street. Walking closer to the Chulia Street Junction is where one can find the famous Chulia Street Food Market. Chulia Street Food Market is the de facto place to be if you are in the old Georgetown at night. Being at the most bustling part of Penang Georgetown, it is a flourishing street lined with hawkers. These street hawkers used to occupy along the bustling main Chulia Street. However, they are now shifted to the side road of Carnarvon Street for safety of the visitors and to ease traffic. The hawker scene is so popular here that ask any local for local hawker fare recommendation, chances are you'll be directed here. This place has been around for decades and manned by generations of family, so they are masters of their craft. Chulia Street Market only wakes up at night. As the sun sets, the streets come alive with the aroma of street food, the chatters of local, and the vibrant colors of handmade crafts. Get how they fill up the tables here. From the Wantan mee to the Char to the apom balik, the food here is not just delicious, but a reflection of Penang diverse culture. I enthusiastically went to the first place that I pinned down, which is mother and son Wantan noodle at Chulia Street Night Hawker. I received a surprise from this place. Sorry, all sold out. The noodle has all sold out by 10 p.m. Google has it that it opened till midnight. Why? Why? My grand scheme about saving my stomach for good Penang food falls straight flat on the ground on my first meal in Penang. This looks like a place I might go in for char kway teow. 仲有炒粿條冇？冇啦，冇晒啦。啊，冇相干，冇相干。Okay, sold out. I am tasked forced to go to the coffee shop next door and order my Penang laksa. That's my food rebound in a way. So this is my first meal in Penang. This is what you call Penang laksa with herbal tea over here. And let me start digging in. So this is a local specialty in Penang. So this is what you call Penang laksa, and this is the prawn paste. So what you need to do is to mix this up. I need to tell you that I wasn't a big fan of Penang laksa, so I do not have a good Penang laksa benchmark. What I taste in this coffee shop is that the Penang laksa seems average. It isn't something that I would buy an ticket and come for. I could probably have similar food at Malaysian boleh back home. The entire meal costs 10 ringgit including drinks. So I finished my dinner, my first meal in Penang at this very authentic coffee shop. Hey. Bye-bye. Hello. Yeah.
The next day.
I just finished visiting the Clan Jetty early evening. Right, it's time for me to make my way back to my hostel. It's been a long walking day. So I've been to the jetty and the wall murals. And on top of that, I have went to various makan areas, the eateries, so to try the local food. So actually that's are the main themes of my trip to Georgetown. And by the time I've done this, it's almost dinner time. The good thing is that the Clan Jetty and Chulia Street is probably around 10 blocks away, and it is a leisure walk there. Guess what? I'm back here again. So yesterday, because I came too late, so I wasn't able to eat the wantan noodle over there. So this time around, I'm coming in earlier. So I cannot let the mother and son wantan mee at the queue sleep on me this time round. By the time I'm at Chulia Street Night Market, thank goodness the night market has got the usual buzz and I'm able to be part of the bustle. As a Kiasu former tourist, I wasted no time to start queuing up at the mother and son wantan mee store. I was here last night, but the food was sold out, and now I am back again this time round, determined to try the food again. The queue is a long one, but the time to serve is rather fast. So I'm now waiting for my order to be served. 8块，多一点这个哦。谢啦。放边。So the wait isn't too long. So for my food to be served. So this is the wantan. Alright, let me just do a quick mix. So by the way, it costs 8 ringgit. Oh. It does have the smell of wantan. In no time, I got my noodle and can't wait to sink my teeth in. The noodle itself is fantastic. It has the correct texture and is very tangy. However, the char siu is probably above average slightly. The noodle is tangy. Oh, let's try the pork. It didn't give me the oomph factor that I expected. And so are the wontons. That's pretty average. The noodle cost 8 ringgit. And to be frank, it did not deliver the heart that I expected. I wasn't too satisfied with the wantan mee earlier. So I have this very unsatisfied feeling inside me and terribly need a rebound eat. After walking a few shops away, I found this Penang Georgetown restaurant. Although this Char Teow store is not on my to-do list, I was brought in by the poster display at the shop. The posters said that they are the runners-up for the Char Teow competition. Frankly, I do not need it to be number one. I just need to be culinary satisfied. I went for it, hoping to get a good rebound. I have never find it so difficult to form a conclusion this time round. After all, I am still murdered by the fact that this Char Teow has got the first runners-up in the national competition. But somehow, I do not have this fulfilling feeling after eating the Char Teow. I kept wondering if it is because I was full from the food I had throughout the whole day. I have this self-doubt judgment, something that I have never felt before. I still couldn't decide if the food is good or not. I've not taken a picture yet. I take a step back, ask myself this question. Would I be able to discern this Char Teow store with the one fried by Malaysia Boleh back in Singapore? The answer is no. I prefer the Malaysian Boleh one. It seems that Malaysia Boleh has become my yardstick for Penang food. Oh my. The Char Teow cost 9 ringgit, Coke 3 ringgit. Alright, so I'm done with my food. I am now so full after 2 servings of carbohydrates, and I do not have any stomach space for any more rebound. And while on my way back, I passed by the Campbell market again. Looking back, I passed by this market for more than 5 times in 2 days. There's no fate between me and this market.